Kayley here. Today I wanted to introduce you to my new BFF, the Infinity Braid. I love this braid, and I actually did a tutorial on it like 5 years ago, but this year it is finally having its moment. It is all over Instagram. I am fully in love with it. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do the braid, and then I'm gonna show you guys some different ways that you can wear it in a hairstyle. I hope you guys love this video. Let's go ahead and get into it. So big picture concept, an infinity braid is named because it actually makes an infinity motion as you do the braid. So you're gonna have a section of hair, and then a little tiny piece of hair that just goes around in between the two sections and creates an infinity sign. Let me show you what that actually looks like. You're gonna start with two sections, and I'm gonna call these our base sections because they don't do anything, they just kind of sit there. And then you're gonna take out one more little tiny section, much smaller than the other two. This is gonna be our working section. We're naming it that because it's doing all the work. Start in the middle, and it's gonna go around in front of one section. I'm gonna take it around in front of my right section, and then bring it through the middle. Then you're gonna take it around in front of the other side, which is your left section. So around and in front. And again, in front, I guess it's in front and around, isn't it? In front and around of your right side, and in front and around of your left side. In front and around of your right, and in front and around of your left. And if you look down at the braid right now, it's actually making a sideways figure eight or an infinity sign, however you want to look at it. Then when you get to the point where you only have a little bit of hair left, you just pick up a tiny bit more hair from your base section, whatever is closest, and you keep wrapping. You do the exact same thing as far as you want this braid to go. Okay, so that's the big picture. Big picture, people, just roll with that. If you want some actual steps in how to move your fingers, we can get into that now. You're gonna start with your two base sections and then your little tiny working section. Keep in mind, guys, we're trying to create an infinity sign, and I'm gonna give you guys 4 steps for each side of the infinity sign. I'm gonna start with my left. Step 1 is to make a loop with your working section. The working section is the itty bitty baby one. So step 1, loop it around, and that creates pretty much the first part of our little infinity sign. Now we just have to trade the hair off. So step 2 is to pinch that section with the other hand. Just use your thumb and forefinger. Step 3, you're going to grab the base section you're working on, including the loop that you just made. So you want to grab up high right next to that loop and make sure that you have at least a finger or two on that loop to keep it in place. And then step 4 is to drop the other side so that we can move on to creating the other part of the infinity sign. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Step 1 is to loop your working section around the base. Step 2 is to pinch with the other hand. Step 3, grab your base section, including your new loop. And step 4, drop the other side. So step 1, loop. Step 2, pinch. Step 3, grab. Step 4, drop. And one more time. Step 1, loop. Step 2, pinch. Step 3, grab. Step 4, drop. And then again, whenever your working section starts to get a little short, you can add in more hair from your base. You can do that at any point, but it's probably easiest right before step 1. So I'm actually at that point right now. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit more from this right section. I'm gonna put it with my working section, and then I can get started again on my steps. To loop, pinch, grab, drop. And continue going as long as you want to. Alright, braid fam, now you have some new braid skills, but you need to know how to wear the hairstyles. So I'm gonna show you some of my favorites right now.
Let's get started with a nice, easy half updo. You're just gonna start by taking a large section of hair from the crown of your head and bring it together in the back. Then split your hair into your base and working sections and create an infinity braid for as long as you want to go. Once your braid is as long as you'd like it to be, go ahead and secure it with an elastic, and that is it for this half updo. It's, you know, not that much of a groundbreaking one, but I think with the infinity braid, it looks really cool and people will definitely ask you about how you got it. And now let's get into this accented crown braid. You're gonna start by taking a large section from right behind / over your ear, and you're gonna begin braiding that forward. Once you reach the side of your forehead, we're going to switch to an infinity braid, but first you want to go ahead and pull that braid apart for your extra volume and looseness, because once you get the infinity braid in, it's a little harder to do that. Once your braid is as voluminous as you'd like, you can switch to that infinity braid. What I did was to use 2 of my sections from my braid as the base sections, and then the 3rd section from my braid as the working section, so I didn't have to change my sections at all, I just changed the braid that I was doing. Once you're happy with the length of your infinity braid, you can switch back to a normal braid for whatever amount of hair you have left. And if you have enough left, you can pull that part of the braid apart as well. Then select a similar section of hair on the other side just over your ear and braid it normally all the way down. Then secure it with an elastic and you're ready to pin everything in place. You're just going to take that normal braid and drape it over the top of your forehead and pin that in place. Then drape the second braid over the bobby pin and tuck it underneath the first braid. Bobby pin that in place and any additional bobby pins as needed, and you are done. The cool thing about this is using the infinity braid as an accent, so you can stop in the middle of any braid and accent it with this cool infinity braid, which I love. And I'm actually going to show you a little bit more of that in the next hairstyle. It's time to add a cool new take on the double Dutch braid. You're going to start by splitting your hair in half and then Dutch braiding your hair back as you would to create a Dutch braided pigtail. Once your braid is just over your ear, you're going to stop doing your Dutch braid and you're going to switch to doing an infinity braid. But first, just like before, you're going to go ahead and pull that braid apart if you want some extra volume in the top of your braid. Then you can switch to doing that infinity braid. And you can just do a normal infinity braid here. So split your hair into those 2 base sections and working section and wrap the hair around. No need to do anything French or Dutch with this infinity braid because it's just a little bit of extra work that you don't need to do. Once that infinity braid is about 3 to 4 inches long, you can switch back to a Dutch braid. And I did that by picking up a section of hair, and that became the 3rd section of my braid, and I braided it under just like you would add in a new section on a Dutch braid. Then I continued adding in sections as I went until all of the hair was incorporated into the Dutch braid. Then you just braid the rest of the hair normally and secure it with an elastic. Give everything one last little fluff and you are ready to move on to the other side where you're going to do the exact same thing again. And that's it for this hairstyle. I love this one. I get so many compliments when I wear it. You guys loved this one on Instagram, so I definitely recommend trying it out for the summer.
And there you go. That is how to master the infinity braid for 2017. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button for more hair tutorials for every day. Hit the notification button if you want to know the second my videos go up. And I will be back next Saturday with another one. I'll see you then. Mwah. Bye.